Here comes Daredevil. The Man Without Fear. Guest starring the mighty Thor. Daredevil, the man without fear. If there should be a thunder god. Matt, did you hear about the robbery this morning? It seems unbelievable. The door of a 2-ton safe was torn from its hinges like a toy. 2 sets of footprints were found outside the building. One set was normal-sized, but the other enormous. Sounds like a new team of super-powered menaces at large in the city. I'm sure glad it's got nothing to do with us.
I wouldn't lay odds on that, Mr. Nelson.
Hang loose, hallowed one. Smilin' Stanley and genial Gene Colan have come up with another blockbuster, aided and abetted by J. Tartaglione, inker, and Artie Simek, letterer. A funny thing about the case, the outside bank door wasn't damaged at all. That means they managed to get in some other way, and then opened it easily from the inside. But the only other opening is a winding air vent which no normal human could possibly slither through. Slither! That's the key word, old buddy. One of the mystery men has the ability to slither into a place, while the other possesses the power to do the job once he's inside. Superhuman skill and superpowered strength. Quite a combo, eh, Foggy? I don't like your tone of voice, Matthew. You're beginning to sound too interested. We've enough cases now without having to defend them once they're caught. Don't worry, partner. I'm not interested in defending them. Well, that's a release. I just want to take off and fight 'em. However, I do have a hunch about our unknown friends. What say you just lend a hand with a little research during lunch hour? I knew it! A guy who can coax and cajole like you ought to be a lawyer. Okay, counselor, let's go. Minutes later. This is what you want, Matt. It took place months ago. It's all here, the complete account of Thor's battle with the Cobra and Mr. Hyde. Want me to read it to you? Every last little syllable, Pap. I could read it twice as fast by merely running my fingers over the page, but why spoil Foggy's big moment? Finally, as Matt's exhausted partner retrieves their coats. Now, can I get back to my own case? I'm right in the middle of a rousing corporate proxy battle, tax litigation. Be my guest, lad. I've got the info I came for. Now I'll just turn it over to my brother Mike. It's made to order for a full-time nut like Daredevil. You can say that again, Mr. Nelson. And even as the less-than-adventurous Foggy Nelson leads his sightless law partner back to their East Side office, another event of somewhat more than casual interest is taking place just a few merry miles away. No safe can protect its contents from the power of Mr. Hyde. Never mind the speeches, strongman, just get the loot. Power isn't everything. Without the Cobra's superior stealth, you'd still be languishing in jail. I know you brought me the chemicals that turned me into Hyde again. That's the only reason I've tolerated your insolence so long. Insolence? You fool! Without me, you'd wait. You've been too noisy. Someone's coming. They heard you. Indeed? Then that is their bad fortune. The Cobra and Mr. Hyde. Let them live. Let them tell the world who it is that's now on the prowl. Soon, the very mention of our names will drive men from the streets, will empty a city. Against the two of us, there can be no defense, no safety for anyone.
But, despite the cobra's somewhat immodest pronouncement, there is one sightless stalwart who's itching for a chance to tangle with the deadly duo.
It might take days for Daredevil to track them down. And there's no telling how much damage they'd do in that time. I've got to make them come to me. And methinks old Matthew knows just how to do it.
Thus, a brief, uneventful taxi ride later.
Want I should help you get across the street, mister? That's very kind of you, but I think I can make it. If they have what I'm after in that costume shop, I'll be halfway home. It's for a little party I've been invited to. Sure, buddy, I can help you out. I've got a brand new Thor costume, complete with a full-size hammer. By now, Matthew's little plan should be crystal clear to all true believers, but let's stay with it and see what develops anyway. Now all I've got to do is swing around town like a dyed-in-the-wool thunder god, hoping Hyde and the Cobra will spot me. Since Thor is the one who originally defeated each of them, they'll be sure to zero in on him as soon as he's sighted. My only problem is to figure out a way to get the costume over my own DD duds with no one being the wiser. I can easily cover the red portions of my exposed arms and legs with skin-colored plastic. And everything else ought to work out just fine. I may not be as muscular as a thunder god, but I'm not exactly a 99-pound weakling myself. And I'll be moving too fast for anyone to notice the difference. And then, voila! Man, if it looks as good as it feels, I'm in business. The flesh-colored plastic should add just enough to my bulk to make me seem almost as muscular as Goldilocks himself. And this hammer's the craziest. I can't wait to get going. The only thing I don't dig is how Thor manages to fly. But I guess a razzle-dazzler like him is entitled to some secrets. Hold it, heroic one. Before you turn the page, we've got a little guessing game for all of Thor Thunderous fans, like everybody. Can you spot the one little detail in Matt's disguise which is incorrect? If not, don't panic. You'll learn what it is on the very next peerless, priceless, pulsating page. Oh, I just thought of something. The hammer. Unless Thor happens to be a lefty. Chances are he'd hold it in his right hand. Now I've got to make sure I can maneuver in this get-up. I feel like a fella wearing 2 suits of clothes. It better not cut down my speed. Well, there's just one way to find out. One fast backflip ought to tell the story. It may not be dignified enough for a long-haired Avenger, but I won't complain if he doesn't. Alley-oop, a perfect landing. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. Maybe thunder godding is more in my line. My next problem is to figure out how to fly. Say, I'll bet if I press my billy club against the hammer handle and then click the cable release, when I swing from the rooftops, it'll look as though the hammer is pulling me through the air. I like it. The whole thing's just nutty enough to work. First thing to do is test it out on Karen and Foggy. So I'll just become Mike Murdoch under the mask. Boy, my biggest problem will be keeping all these identities straight. If I can move fast enough, I may just get away with it. Lucky! It's getting dark now. Chances are no one will even notice the cable I'm holding onto. Look up there! It's Thor! He must have lost his bus fare. I'll bet he's after the cobra and hide.
Too bad I have to wear this nutty cape.
By fluttering this way, it muffles some of the sound vibrations that guide me. But it didn't muffle them enough. I'm landing right on target.
Oh!
Foggy look. It's Thor. Look out, darn it. What's going on? This is an office, not a silly superhero haven. Forsooth, have ye no word of greeting for the mighty Thor? What should we say? Wait a minute, he isn't Thor. Say it isn't so, pussycat. No, but I might be Thor if I went northback riding. Or would you believe Mike Murdoch? Mike, I don't understand why that ridiculous disguise. In the words of a famous philosopher, whose name escapes me. Why not? Actually, kiddies, I'm merely a stale piece of cheese in the old mousetrap of life. I'm setting myself up as bait to catch me a couple of rats. You mean you're disguised as Thor so that the cobra and hide will attack you? The little lady wins a big cigar. Mike Murdoch in the identity of Daredevil disguised as Thor in order to trap 2 other loons. How can anyone tell who's who around here anymore? Simple. Just buy one of my little all-purpose Mike Murdoch scorecards. How did a nut like you ever have a brother like Matt? It wasn't easy, Tubby. And now, as you gape in wide-eyed wonder, here's where I go into my act. Don't be bashful, you can applaud if you wanna. But even Daredevil's plans can hit a snag when a frivolous fate steps in. Fate in the person of Dr. Don Blake. Bulletin! The mighty Thor has been seen hurtling above the city's rooftops. People everywhere are wondering. I had intended to remain in my office tonight to conduct some pathological lab tests. But that little news item on the radio means a change of plan. If anyone is impersonating the god of thunder, there must be some sinister motive behind it. And I've got to learn what it is. In all the universe, there's only one true thunder god. And by the golden gates of Asgard, none other shall usurp my place. Soon, yon base impostor shall answer to mighty Thor himself. So be it. Fly, mighty Mjolnir, fly, thou enchanted hammer. Lead thy master to his prey. By the bristling beard of Odin, how my limbs do long for battle. While, directly around the corner, this hammer bit is the greatest. I wonder if Thor was ever a carpenter. Uh-oh, my radar sense is receiving something. It's coming toward me at great speed, faster than the cobra or hide could ever move. The imposter! I have found thee! It's the real Thor, moving too fast like a human comet. If I can't dodge him somehow, I'll be steamrolled. Whew! Just made it by contorting my entire body. What witchery is here afoot? Verily, thou couldst be my mirror image. But since I am I, and thou a knave, then let there be a reckoning. But even as the thunder god speaks, our fearless friend, having lost his momentum due to the near collision, hurtles through the window of a nearby building. Can't change direction. Too late to use cable again.
Just my luck. Of all the gents to run into, I had to pick the real Thor. Good thing no one's home. Even I'd have a tough time explaining this.
My disguise seemed like a stroke of genius when I thought of it. Now, all of a sudden, I figure I should have had my head examined. Oh, well, it's too late to turn back now. I've got to play out the hand. But I sure hope the Cobra and Hyde didn't see what happened. Even they might not want to tackle a set of two matched thunder gods. Anyway, I'd better lose myself in the park, outside. Hold, impostor, didst thou think to escape mighty Thor thus easily? Now that you mention it, fella, no. Look, I have a job to do. Why don't you go and lift some weights for a while, or something? Having been caught in thy deception, thou still darest make light of the matter? What manner of mortal art thou? Well, my friends call me a real pussycat, but they may be prejudiced. Enough! Even the patience of Thor doth have its limits. 'Tis time to divest thee of thy costume and learn thy true identity. Stand thee back, base deceiver. The mallet of Thor now speaks in silent thunder. He's creating an actual tornado by merely swinging his hammer. I've never faced such force, such sheer, uncontrollable power. The fury of his storm is like a living thing, savage, uncontrollable. It's stripping off my outer costume, peeling the fabric from me like a banana skin. I'll say one thing for you, Curly. When you make up your mind to do something, you sure don't kid around. Daredevil, 'tis thou who hast presumed to steal my role. But why? Speak, mortal. I desire to know thy motive. Then why didn't you just come out and ask me? Us men without fear don't believe in keeping secrets from thunder gods. I said, speak, masked one. And have a care, lest it find thy narrative not to my liking. No need to make a big thing about it. I'm on the trail of Mr. Hyde and the Cobra, and I thought I'd smoke them out easier if they thought I was you. Thy words have the tinge of madness. How couldst thou hope to match the power of two such as they? I'm not exactly a pushover, pal. But don't take my word for it. Try me and see. So be it. I shall prove the folly of thy ways. But since thou art merely mortal, I shall apply but a fraction of my Asgardian strength. By Ragnarok, thy reflexes defy understanding. I never claimed I could equal your strength, Longhair. But when it comes to plain old razzle-dazzle, I don't take a backseat to anyone. See what I mean? Muscle power is okay, but you can't hit what you can't catch. He's racing towards me. I've only seconds to use my billy club cable. Do not compel me to cause thee injury. I have no desire to inflict bodily harm. Don't worry about it, fella. I've no desire to be harmed. I just want to show you what I can do against those two ex-playmates of yours. Thy performance is of great credit to thy skill and daring, and yet it shall avail thee not. See what doth occur when one, possessed of superhuman strength, can seize thy cable. Thou must helplessly hurtle to the ground below. Oof, you've got a point there, pal. Yet, though I have bested thee, I am singularly impressed. Thy skill is greater by far than I supposed.
Therefore, I say thee, yea.
Yeah?
Since I have matters of still greater urgency, I grant thee leave to battle in my stead.
Provided thou dost not wear again the immortal raiment of Thor.
If you mean hands off your threads, the answer is okay. Though it'll be a whale of a job tracking those two down as plain old Daredevil. However, we have just witnessed one of the few shining moments when our horn-headed hero is dead wrong. What rare good luck for us to spy our immortal arch-enemy battling the man without fear. It would have been better luck if Thor had remained, so I could crush him with my new, greatly enlarged strength. But, since he is now out of reach, let us do the next best thing and destroy Daredevil. Otherwise, he may prove to be a source of great annoyance to us in the future. And so, someone rushing me from behind. I'll pretend to be unaware and see what happens. Ha! It was easier than I thought. None can break the iron grip of Mr. Hyde. Hyde! It's too good to be true. If only the cobra's with him too. No need to break your grip, strong man. Not when I can slip out of it by some simple muscle contraction. He's gone. Where did he go? Where did he go? Calm down. He's bound to be near here. I've told you not to rely on your bestial strength alone. Next time, let the cobra handle the strategy. Or, better still, why not let old D handle it? There he is, right above us. Aw, someone must have told you. Don't just stand there. Rush him before he can get away. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not leaving. I like it here. Uh-oh, Hyde severed my branch in two with just one sweep of his ape-like hand. That'll bring you down to earth. Never again will you taunt us. Your speed, your acrobatic skill are meaningless against the power of Mr. Hyde. Too bad you haven't a partner named Seek. That'd really be a swingin' combo. Hyde, wait, he's trying to get you mad. Don't fall for it. Silence, Cobra. Nobody can speak to me the way he did and live to brag of it. So far, so good. Now it's all up to my split-second timing. Happy landings, Heidi. Man, that was a close one. The naked force of his leap clean shattered that oak like a matchstick. If that had been me, he hit. Sheesh, can't even let myself think about such things. But what happened to the cobra? I was so preoccupied with Hyde that I forgot to... Hold it, Cobra, don't finish him off. I have a better idea. Get back to the lab fast. He's sure to follow us there. And that's just what I want him to do. But why? Your mad schemes never work. This one will. It'll make Daredevil helpless forever. There, they go into a getaway car. I hear the doors opening. They haven't even started the motor yet. I'll reach them easy. There's just one thing that doesn't add up. The cobra downed me with one punch from behind. But they ran off. Why? Why didn't they try to finish me? But can't afford to let 'em get away now. Maybe I'll find the answers I want later on. They're heading for Haunted Hill, where there's an old deserted barn. Seconds later, within that deserted-looking structure, why doesn't he try to break in? Where is he? I don't like this plan, Hyde. I don't like it at all.
patience, Cobra. He'll be here. He's got to be here. And when he arrives, my formula will be ready. Heads up, group. You crashed in through the skylight. I know. I didn't want to disturb you by ringing the bell. Hey, what in the? You didn't realize how fast the cobra can attack. Gotta get him off. He can wrap himself around a victim just like his namesakes. Hold him. That's it, good. Just for another second. And then, after that, it will no longer matter. While, outside the desolate structure, we're ready to close in at a minute's notice, Chief. Cobra Hide, this is the police. We know you're in there. We saw you fighting Daredevil, and then we followed you. They'll never surrender, but I've got to give 'em the chance. We've got you surrounded. Come out with your hands up. Surrender now. You haven't a chance. But within the cold, dank walls, we did it. It's too late for him to save himself now. Now, release him, Cobra. Notice anything different about yourself, masked man? What did they do to me? No matter how great a crime fighter is, if he cannot see, he's helpless. What is he talking about? The chemical I poured over you was specially designed for only one purpose: to take away any man's eyesight. No. He's right. I can't see. But I was blind all the time. So, how could the chemical... Wait, I know. I'm as sightless as I ever was, but there's a difference. The chemical was supposed to affect my optic nerve, but since I'm already sightless, in some strange way, it affected my senses, instead deadening them all. So now, to all intents and purposes, Daredevil is really and truly blind. More next issue. Next issue. Daredevil, number 31.